Hey guys, welcome back to Horsefeathers.
How you guys doing?
When last we left off, I posed James a question.
A very interesting question, and that question was, if I would let my comic, Wooing On and the Man Who Croaked, be turned into a movie, right?
Yes.
Now that's a very interesting proposition.
Did I get deflect somewhere along the way? Because I think I just deflected shots.
Maybe?
I don't remember buying them.
I don't remember that either. Fucking hell. So, yeah, I think if I got the opportunity to have that turn into a movie, I would definitely take it, because I feel like that story, it's a short story. So what happens in the comic, or at least what I want to have happen in the comic, because I haven't finished it yet, would fit very nicely in a movie, I think. It's the appropriate length. Oh, you do have
I do have deflect. How about that? It's like Killer Pong. Oh, I cut the fucking missile in half!
What the fuck? Okay, this is too hype to talk about my boring ass piece of shit comic.
Okay, we're go back to your comic.
Now when you say if I had the opportunity to turn into a movie, would it be like animated or live action, or is that like up to me?
Doesn't matter.
Because I think it would probably work either way, either animated or live action, honestly.
Okay, think of it like this. Like, so in a situation kind of like J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, your book becomes a phenomenon and a director wants to make a movie out of it and buy the rights to it.
Right.
Okay, that's which means it could be animated or it could be live action. So knowing that.
So, like, would I make it into a movie knowing that there is a possibility it could get big, and then the companies are going to want me to keep making more? Is that what you're...
No, like, just not making more, just straight up, would you allow a movie to be made of your work?
Yeah, I would. I would, of course, like to have my hand in the creative say of it all, but that might not happen. But really, my concept is not that original. Like, I'm not trying to be humble. I'm serious. Like, my concept is not that original. And I don't think this would be a movie a lot of people would enjoy. It would probably be one of those niche things where just a select few would really like it, but overall it's just a pretty average story. But if it did get popular and people demanded more of it, I think it's one of those stories that could be expanded on a lot without feeling overly stressed, you know? So yeah, I would definitely be into having it made into a movie. I think that'd be fucking awesome, but
okay.
I'm already having a hard enough time as it is just making a goddamn comic.
Comics are hard.
Dude, I thought it would be pretty easy. It was like, at first, when I was way younger, I got an animation program, Ooh. It was called Nano Free Motion.
Oh, another mini boss.
Holy shit.
Good.
Let's just appreciate this for a while. Oh.
Well, aren't you just the son of a bitch?
He's a sassy mofo.
So keep going.
Nano Free Motion was basically a carbon copy of Adobe Flash.
Yeah.
Which means it was really fucking hard to animate in that goddamn program.
Oh.
Nice, you can deflect it. Fucking Ganondorf up in this shit. Oh, okay, it's really hard to do that though.
I'm gonna have to get the timing down, so continue. Something about free motion?
Oh yeah,
okay.
When I was young I wanted to get into animation, so I got this really shitty program, and for a while I made like super horrible animations, and then I realized, hey, there's another way to put my stories into a physical form that's readable. Comics! That'll be way easier than this! Nope. Like,
damn it.
I've been working on this comic for at least 5 years now.
Yeah.
And I've really procrastinated on it. Like, with each chapter, there is such a huge leap in how I draw the characters. Like, I improve with my art, so the style is horrendously inconsistent. If you read the comic now, you'll realize, like, each chapter the characters look pretty different.
Yeah.
And the way I just compose every panel and stuff, and how I go about my storytelling is different as well. So it's a mess. I'm pretty embarrassed by it. I almost kind of want to just give up on it, but I've come so far. I've gotten over 100 pages.
Yeah. Oh.
So I feel like I need to see it through just to prove to myself that I can finish something.
Right.
And that's really the only motivation I have for it right now.
Oh shit.
Is that I feel like I need to finish this.
Fuck. Damn it.
But my point is about like the animation in comics, really comics are still extremely hard to do.
Yeah.
The hardest part of, I think, making any kind of story, no matter what medium you're using, comics, animation, whatever, is you have to just pave that difficult path of where do you want the story to go. Like, you can come up with a concept and you give your characters motivation, but when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you actually have to put them in the scene. What do they say? What do they do? How do they interact with this or that to move the story forward? That is the shit that takes forever.
That is hard. Like, that is really, really hard.
So when I open up a blank page and I'm just staring at white, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta... where do I even start with the panel composition? How do I start this off? Like, where's the camera gonna be? How is the angle gonna... Holy fuck.
Did you ever play Metroid Prime?
No, but I understand.
It's like that one stage in Brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it.
So continue.
But it's so hard to just actually make it. The hardest part for me making a comic is the first rough draft. Just sketching it all out, paving that path, just with your blood, sweat, and tears, trying to figure out how to compose this fucking chapter.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's pretty smooth, because then you just need to line it, shade it, and get all the speech bubbles set up.
But it's always the hard stuff first.
Yeah, it's always the hard stuff first, because you gotta start, and that's the hardest part. But luckily, when you get past it, it's not that difficult, and it's so satisfying knowing that you carved that out. It's seriously like akin to just taking a chisel to rock and just forming something out of it.
Just that moment of being able to step back, take a look at what you've done, and think to yourself, I did this.
Right. And the chapter I'm working on now, chapter 9, I've gotten most of the rough draft done. But I'm trying really hard to kind of wrap up the story, because it's getting a little out of hand. It's starting to stray away from where I want it to go.
Yeah.
And I'm really scared at this point right now with it, because I feel like since I kind of allowed it to just roam freely, it started to take a direction in which I didn't want it to, and it's getting more and more difficult to like manipulate the characters back into the way I want them to be. And you never want to do that with your characters.
Yeah.
You don't want to manipulate them. You want them to do things of their own accord and their own decisions.
Feeling organic.
Yeah, usually that's how you want it to go. Like, you always, of course, like, you need to throw in conflicts, of course, things that they don't want to do. But you never want to throw in plot conveniences.
Yeah, good old Deus Ex Machina.
I wouldn't know that reference, but...
It's a... and you're gonna have to look it up.
Okay.
Like, it means God in the machine in Latin, and I know what it means, but I can't, like, get it into words.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's one of the most difficult things to do, is to plop your characters into this world, and without, like, putting too much of, like, you don't want to be too much of, like, the hand of God, who can just kind of dip your fingers into that mess and manipulate things however you want, because that shit's obvious.
Yeah.
And it really devalues the characters and how believable they are.
Exactly.
So I'm at this point where my characters are doing things that are natural to them, but totally straying away from where I want the story to go.
I would also like to apologize in advance. I'm basically backtracking because I don't know where to go. So
that's fine. But yeah, I always feel bad talking about my stuff so much.
Why?
I don't know.
It's interesting.
I hope so.
I mean, a glimpse into the mind of the artist.
I hope that my stuff's interesting, but
there will at least be 2 people who find it interesting.
Yeah. Well, as long as one person finds it interesting, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're an artist, I would strongly suggest that you always draw for yourself. Create whatever it is you're doing for yourself, if you're a creative person, because when you let the audience become your source of motivation,
Then you're homestuck.
yeah, you're. It becomes very difficult because then you start looking at your audience as expectation. You have an obligation to show them something that they will enjoy, and then you start to lose your joy in your own stuff. Never let that happen. Like, always do what you love for yourself first and foremost, because
And no one else.
you never want to be in a position where you feel like you owe your stuff to other people.
Yeah, because you don't know anyone anything.
Exactly. Like, you can create something absolutely amazing that you're super proud of, and you have no obligation to put that up on the internet for other people to see.
Eyeballs.
And then when you do share it with people on the internet, that's your treat to them. They have no say over what you should do with that, or if you should continue it, or can like do this or that. Like, you're just being generous and sharing your creations with other people.
Where the fuck do I go? James, I'm lost. It's kind of funny, like, you say you would be okay with your work being made into a movie. And with mine, I'm not entirely sure that I would. Because, okay, so I'm working on a book, and I think this will be like the first time I've ever talked about said book.
Ooh. Exclusive here on
I know,
Horsefeathers.
right? Get ready for a Horsefeathers exclusive.
Here we go.
I always kind of feel dumb talking about my stuff, because it's like, oh, this is stuff that's in my head, and I know it so well, and if I talk about it, I won't be able to do it justice.
That's why I don't like talking about, well, I mean, I've got my comic up, but I still feel like weird talking about my stuff, but go on.
Okay. So, it basically is kind of like an urban fantasy type thing, where they're... Okay, oh, I don't think I went down here.
Nope, this doesn't look familiar.
Yeah, because there's enemies that I haven't butchered yet. So, I like kind of the urban fantasy genre, where it's like, it's modern world, but there's like a hidden side of it that you don't see. So I started writing the working title, I don't know if is what it's going to be called permanently, but it's called A World Unseen.
Okay.
Because it takes place in kind of like the real world, except there's like a magical kind of like underline to it.
Subworld?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's like basically creatures out of mythology are real, and you know, everything's just well hidden. Oh my fucking god!
Holy shit. Oh! That would have been sick if you got that slash off.
Yeah, but I got knocked out of it. And there's a character, her name is Danny, who basically finds out about this world unseen the hard way by being bitten by essentially what is a werewolf.
Oh god.
Yes. And she then finds out about this organization that's been around basically since the dawn of time that goes by the Silencers, which their job is to make sure everything stays on the down low.
Okay.
And it goes from there. And like, this is something that's been in my head for over a year now. I think it's getting close to 2 years, possibly.
That's a pretty fresh idea.
And like, these characters are like just stuff that I spend like pretty much every waking hour of my day thinking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have enough keys for that, fuck. And it's gotten to the point where I know them so intimately that if I were given the option to have my stuff made into a movie, you know, this is a hypothetical because it'll probably never happen.
Right, right.
I don't think I would want that, because I'm afraid that, and this is like egotistical, but I feel like no one else would be able to do my work justice but me.
I think that's very fair, though.
And I've seen like adaptations of stuff that has gone horribly wrong. And then, you know, you mentioned World War Z when we were talking in the car on the way to Burgers earlier, and like how it is, whoops, and how it is the movie is so vastly different from what the writer of the book had in mind. Right. And I would be terrified of something happening like that with my characters, essentially my children.
Right, yeah, you're absolutely right.
And like, that thought worries me. It's like, I want these characters that I have become so intimately acquainted with to... I want these characters to make other people, just have an impact on other people.
Right, you want them to be represented with justice.
Yes, you know? I want my characters to feel as real to other people as they do to me. Right. Essentially, and like, if that, like, got a movie adaptation, I don't think that would be the best. Like, because there's always that what if, like, I don't think anyone would be able to do this justice, etc., etc.
Right. Okay. I totally get that. And I mean, I thought about that too when you asked me that question, but I think with specifically Wuonon and the Man Who Croaked, those characters are absolutely my children as well. Like, I care a lot about them, but I feel like even if I didn't exactly get to have too much creative say in how the movie was done, if they're going to make a movie off of that concept of mine, I don't think there's really a way for them to fuck it up that bad.
That's true.
It's one of those stories that if you're gonna make it, then it's gonna have to be done this way, otherwise it's just not that. Because, like I said, the concept is not really that original. It's just how it's done, I guess. It's hard to explain, but...
Yeah.
But I totally get you. I would, of course, demand to have creative say over the film if it was gonna be made into one.
Yeah.
But even if I couldn't and they would just kind of take the reins, I'd be like, well, okay, you know, I guess go for it anyways, even if it doesn't turn out the way I would like it to. I just don't think they could really fuck it up that bad.
And that's fair enough. Like, I get what you're saying. Ooh,
I didn't realize.
Is this a key? It's a key.
But it's definitely fair of you to be that protective over your characters, because I don't think people really realize how valuable and desired good stories and characters is in society. Like, there's always this horrible misconception that,
I'm getting
like,
PTS flashbacks here, or PTSD flashbacks here with this pusher thing. Okay, whoa! Sorry, buddy. Continue.
That was crunchy. Like, you'll talk to people about, hey, I have this really cool idea in my head and I want to turn it into a comic, movie, animation / whatever. And they just have absolutely zero faith in you. Like, you're just not gonna be able to do that. Like, who is gonna care about your characters in story or whatever? And maybe that's true to an extent, but then you think, well, then why are people obsessing over this show or that show? Like, why do people fucking love Stranger Things so much?
It's a good show.
It was made by someone who came up with that shit. That just didn't come out of the woodwork.
Oh, fuck.
Out of nowhere. Someone made up those characters in that story.
Yeah.
It was made by creative people just like we are creative.
Who have a lot of love for what they do. Fuck you, stupid cock-sucking ass bitch! Sorry, go ahead.
So it always kind of like makes me wonder, like, how... I just don't understand why people think that when someone has an idea and they want to do something creative with it, that they just aren't going to get any attention for it, because that's untrue. Maybe it's likely that they won't, but it's untrue to say that you won't.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the little guy with the big idea does get there with it, you know?
Yeah. Oh my god!
Oh!
Whoa!
Oh shit! Okay.
Okay, that...
Oh, it's a bullet hell all of a sudden, but hey, look at this shit, you can deflect it.
What? Where?
Ow!
I was misled. That was supposed to be a ooh. Ooh.
Oh!
That was supposed to be one of those things.
One of those things?
Like one of the energy things that I pull up out of the ground.
Oh, okay, yeah, you were tricked.
Okay, I can kill his fucking little... Ooh.
It's a fucking bullet hell now.
It is.
I wasn't expecting this. This is cool. This is really cool, Jay.
What do I do? Oh, he has a life bar. Of course he does. So, yeah. I'm glad that we could have that discussion.
Right. I mean, even this game can absolutely be used as an example. It's an amazing game, and it's a lot of people are enjoying it now. And people nowadays, I feel more than ever, take a lot of pleasure out of media like this. Video games, TV shows, whatever. Like, it's very, very valuable to them. Where do they think that shit comes from?
Fuck. This is gonna be tough.
Maybe it's just me and my observations, but I feel like a lot of people just don't really stop to think about where these great shows, video games, all of this great media that they indulge themselves in and love so much, that they just don't think about where it comes from or how it gets created.
Right. Oh god, how do I do this?
And so when they talk to a small-time aspiring creator, they just don't give them any faith.
Can I kill? I don't... Oh, okay, those are a part of him.
So,
James, this is giving me stress.
I'm sorry, but oh, okay, they're easily dispatched, though. When you can actually fucking hit them.
I know.
Jeez.
Fuckers.
They're like little gnats.
By the way, that is a book that I am literally working on. Like, as of maybe 2 weeks ago, I started actually writing it. So,
That's exciting.
yes, like I said, that world has been kicking around in my head for close to 2 years now, probably more like a year and a half. But, okay, they have 2 blips of health. And it's like, part of the reason I never got anything down on paper is because I don't want... Oh, they fucking come back.
Oh,
God
great.
damn it. Oh, shit. Fucking... Okay.
Okay.
Part of the reason that I haven't gotten anything down to paper is because I'm lazy. I'm very lazy.
Right.
Like, it takes me a while to get motivated on something, but also because, like, I want to get everything done. Like, I want to, like, get all of my ducks in a row before I start putting it down.
Right.
Just get, like, the general gist of it. Because, like, character designs and concepts have changed so much over, like, this past year and a half of me working on it. Like, the main character, Danny, started out as a dude.
Right.
And, like, it just, like... And then, like, things just happen, and it just kind of makes more sense for a character to be one way or the other. And then, basically, I've gotten everything down, like, cemented. And now it's just a matter of getting it all down.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's good that you actually got yourself to that point where you feel like, okay, I can finally start working on it. Because a lot of people just get stuck in that constant reconstruction phase.
Yeah.
It's like, I can improve this, I can improve that. I gotta make this absolutely perfect before I start working on it. And honestly,
it's like, you're never gonna get anything done if you keep doing that.
Exactly.
Like, at some point, you just gotta bite the
down.
bullet,
Yeah.
buckle down, and fucking go for it.
Fucking go for it. And likewise, when you do get to work on something, a lot of people have trouble, like, putting down the pen and say, it's done. That's probably one of the most difficult things to do for a lot of creators, is to just
be like, it's done, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, announce that their project is finished.
Oh, fuck you! You fucking Toho ass bitch!
I got that reference.
I've never played a Toho game.
Neither have I, but I know about it because god damn it's everywhere.
It is. I feel kind of uncomfortable with the sexualized children, but whatever.
Yeah, well, Japan.
So yeah, that was us talking about our fucking creative works and what goes on in our minds.
Yeah. That was fun.
It was fun. It feels kind of good to get, like, what I've been working on out in the open.
I'm glad you're working on it, though.
Yes, I am too. And, like, it's a rough draft at the moment. It's just gonna be a first cut. I've noticed this happens every time I get 4 crystals.
Oh, impaled again.
Impaled again. Curses, foiled again.
We're still red. We're still
red.
recording.
That's good.
That's good.
Good, because if we lost this episode, I was gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah, this is good shit.
It's very rough, and I'm writing it mostly on my phone that's connected to Google Docs when I'm at work, because for some reason in the morning is when I'm my most creative.
Interesting.
Because then when I get home, I'm like, I don't want to do anything.
Usually it's like when I'm ready to go to bed that I get the most creative.
I'm back here.
Okay. But
so yeah, I mean, it's a very rough cut. At some point, I'm going to go back and then just tighten everything up. I've like gotten it to the point where I would like my book to be in like 3 trilogies, because like I've gotten that much planned out.
That's good.
So,
that's I'm excited. I would love to read it if you ever get it out there.
Yeah, dude, I'll give you a copy. Like,
and if you want, I can help with, like, I don't know, just giving ideas or pointers or whatever.
And feedback.
That would be great. In general, whatever you want.
I always love feedback. I have one of my close friends who basically knows the project as well as I do, because I won't shut up about it, and I feel bad that he has to put up with it. But yeah, I mean, it always helps.
Dude, I love getting creative with other people.
Collaboration's so good.
I know, and here we are, like, gushing over how amazing it is to collaborate, and we have this game we want to work on, and we're not fucking working on it.
We're, like, poignantly not working on it because we're both, like, eh. Oh, Milk actually drew one of my characters for a World Unseen.
I was wondering if that character was is that the main character?
No, that is not a main character.
Okay.
Her name is, or she goes by Otto, and she is a vampire.
Cool.
Yes.
That's one thing I would love to do for you, is to draw your characters.
Oh God, that would be amazing. I'm sorry.
You need to give me a description. Just write up a description of the characters you want me to draw, and I'll try to draw them.
I would have gladly gotten Danny drawn at some point, but I know like no one that can do like animal characters, because you know she is essentially what is a werewolf. So.
Oh, so like so she just kind of always looks like.
Yes.
Okay.
She got the shaft in that she cannot
go back to being a
like
human.
there's kind of like a glamour type spell that they can cast to like fool the senses of themselves and others,
Okay.
but that's kind of hard to learn, so she's
Damn it! Why are all these characters you have not human?
I know, it's
The
like
one thing I can draw really well.
it's like fuck, I am not a furry by any means. It's just like animal characters are cool
Because they're different.
They're different, yes, because humans are boring after a certain point, and I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I'm stuck. I don't know where to go. What time are we at in the episode?
26, almost 27.
Let me fuck around a bit more.
Okay. God, being creative is fun.
It is. It's like, well, it's fun when you're in the mood, because like when you're trying to be creative and you can't because your brain is not coming up, it's the most frustrating thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Commonly referred to as hardest block.
Which I actually didn't believe in that for a little while.
Really?
Yeah, when I was first like starting out drawing, I was like, artist block isn't a thing. It's just a lack of motivation. And then one time I was motivated to draw, and I tried drawing, and it just wasn't working.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. I'm like, oh.
That is artist block.
Oh.
And it happens with any sort of creative medium. Like I hit that wall all the time when I'm trying to write.
Yeah. It's happened a lot since I've been working on my comic, and it sucks. And I feel so bad. There have been a lot of people who've read my comic and have supported me really, really. They've just really given me a lot of support with it and told me that they loved it and can't wait to see more of it. And I feel so bad because it's been over a year since I got the last chapter out.
Right. I mean, it'll happen eventually.
And dude, one of my friends, Sika, she cosplayed as Woo.
Really?
As my character, and she pulled it off so well. I won't show a picture because I don't know if she's comfortable with me showing a picture of her. But goddamn, she pulled it off, and I cried. I just cried when I saw it. I was so happy.
It's like, yeah, someone liked your stuff enough to do something in relation to that.
To actually get the same clothes that she wears, to get a wig and cut it the same way that her hair is styled. Oh my god. And then people have drawn fan art of it, and that just makes me so goddamn giddy. Oh, it's the best feeling in the world.
God, it's like, that's another thing, like I was saying, when you make people feel like your characters are as real to them as they are to you, that's a magical feeling.
Yeah.
And just, oh god.
It's like the best high I can get.
I'm just gonna backtrack through this area, see if I can find anything.
Okay. I am really excited to see your book eventually, though.
I'm really happy. I should read your comic. I don't know where to find it, so I haven't, like, read it yet.
I could let you borrow my printed form of it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's sitting over there somewhere.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, I guess I could do another shameless plug-in. This will also be in the description, but I actually have printed the first volume of my comic using indieplanet.com. You go there and order a physical copy for yourself. There is no benefit to buying a physical copy versus reading it for free on Tapastic, aside from some extra art and the satisfaction of having a physical copy in your hands, because that's a great feeling.
And supporting an artist.
And supporting me. Like that's the only reason to buy this printed form comic, is to support me and to just have it in your hands.
And if you do that, that would be swell. I'll probably buy a copy myself.
Oh, thank you. But that would mean the absolute world to me if you bought a copy, but please don't feel obligated.
Oh, please, I like helping people out, and I always love supporting creative works. Because if it was worth it to you to put the time in to make it, it'll probably be worth it to me to read.
I wish everyone felt that way.
But I've been wandering around for this godforsaken desert for the past half hour, so...
I guess we'll end it here, and we'll figure out where the fuck we need to go before starting up the next one.
So thank you for putting up with our creative nonsense. It's been fun talking about it.
I hope you enjoyed our nonsense ramblings.
And if not, well, at least there's a timeline you could skip through, so...
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching, stay beautiful, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Stay beautiful.
Bye.